Hey guys, in this Spark AR Studio tutorial I want to show you how you can create a retro cam effect like this for your Instagram. It will have a nice looking color LUT, a grain overlay, then also this light click overlay, and it will show the current time and the current date of the recording. I will provide you all the assets you need for this filter for free, so just go to the description and download all the assets we need for this filter. But of course, you can use your own assets to create this filter. So after you have downloaded all the assets, we can start with the creation of this filter. So let's go! Hey again! So let's create this retro cam filter here in the Spark AR Studio. Before we start with the creation of the filter, make sure you have downloaded all the assets we need to create this filter. To download the assets, just go to the description and click on the download link. Then you will end up here on this Dropbox page, and here just click on download. Here at the download you will find a LUT file, then the light overlay file, and also a grain animation texture. So after you have successfully downloaded all the files, we have to import them here to the Spark AR Studio to use them in our project. But we have to keep in mind how we import those assets, because they all need a different import method. So let's start with the LUT. For this we go to our assets bundle and click here on the little plus. Then we go to import and then we select color LUT. So now we just select the LUT file and click on open. The next thing we will import here is the light overlay. You can drag and drop it into the Spark AR Studio, or again, go to the little plus, go to import and then select from computer. And here select the light.png file. So now you can see that the light overlay is here at the assets bundle under textures, and the color LUT here is under color LUTs. So after the import of the light texture, make sure you select it, go to the right hand side and set the compression to none. So, and the last asset we have to import is our grain animation sequence. For this, again, go to the assets bundle, click on the plus, and now select animation sequence. Then select the animation sequence in the assets bundle, go to the right hand side, and here for the texture, click on the drop down menu and then select new texture. Now go into the grain folder and here just select all three of the grain JPEGs and then just click on open. Make sure all three of them are selected. So after the import of the grain sequence, we see it under textures. Just click on it and also set the compression of these textures to none. So for iOS, Android, and also for older Androids. So now we have successfully imported all our assets we need for this filter. Now we can start creating it here. The first step I will do is to create the LUT overlay for this filter. For this, I just create a new material. Here on the plus, material, I will rename this to LUT. Then I go to the right hand side and set the shader type of the LUT material to flat. Then I go down to the shader properties to diffuse and click on the little arrow next to texture. After we have done this, we can see this yellow patch here in our patch editor. So the next step we have to do is to extract the camera texture from our camera object in the scene. So for this, go to the scene, click on the camera, go to the right hand side and click on the little plus next to texture extraction. After you have done this, you will find the camera texture here under textures in your assets panel. Now just drag and drop the camera texture in your patch editor. Then go to your color LUTs, to your LUT, and also drag and drop it into the patch editor. And now you see the importance that we import the color LUT with the color LUT import option, because now when we drag and drop it into the patch editor, it will automatically create this color LUT shader for us. And now it is pretty simple. Just connect the RGBA output of the camera texture with the texture input of the color LUT shader, and the output of the color LUT shader with the diffuse texture input of our yellow material patch. So now nothing has changed here in the preview. So we will do this now. For this, we have to create a rectangle in our scene. So go to your scene panel, click on the plus, and here search for rectangle. Then just click on insert. Now you can see our rectangle here on the left upper corner, but we want it to stretch all over the screen. So select the rectangle in your scene. I will rename it to LUT, so I know which rectangle will be which, because there will be a lot more. And then after I've selected it, go to the right hand side and set the width to fill width and the height to fill height. Then go down to the materials, and here for the materials select the LUT material. So now we have successfully applied the LUT to our filter. The next step will be that we create the light overlay, so we get a more retro or vintage look to the filter. So for this, again, we have to create a new material. So go to the assets panel and create a new material. I will rename this material to light. So then again, go to the right hand side and set the shader type to flat. And for the texture, now just select the light texture. Now again, we need a new rectangle. So go to your scene again and create a new rectangle. So we can see the rectangle here. Again, stretch it to the whole width and to the whole height. And for the material, select, of course, the light material. So now we just see the light overlay as a black overlay with a light strip on the side. We have to change this. We have to change the render option of our material. So just select the light material, go to the right hand side, and here for the blend mode, select add, or also you can select screen. Just play around what feels better or which look do you want more. So I will go with, I will go with screen. And with the opacity, you can change the opacity here of the light leak effect. So I will set it to, let's say, 70%. So now the next step is that we add the grain overlay and that we also add the current time or date or both. So I will move on with the grain overlay. For this, we have to create, of course, a new material. So go to your assets panel, click on the plus, new material, and I will rename this to grain. Now again, go to the right hand side and set the shader type to flat. Then here go down to diffuse, and for texture just select the animation sequence. Now we can create a new rectangle, so go to the scene, search for rectangle and click on insert. So I will rename this rectangle to grain and the one above to light, so I know which one is which. Select the grain rectangle now, go to the right hand side, fill width and fill height, then go down to materials and here select the grain material. Now again, we can't see the picture anymore because we have to change the blend mode of the material. So again, go to the materials, select the grain material and then set the blend mode this time to multiply. When you set it to add, it will be really bright, or to screen, it will be also really bright. So you can choose which one you prefer, but I will set it to multiply and down to 30%. But before I do this, at the moment the grain is really fast. I want to change this. So I have to go to my assets panel, click on the animation sequence, and I will set down the FPS of this animation sequence to, let's say, about 5 frames per second. And now I will go back to my grain material and set the opacity to, let's say 30%. So there is now one step left. We need to create a current time, current dates timestamp here on our screen. For this, we go to our canvas object, select it, and here we create a new object. Now we search for a 2D text element. Just search for it and then click on insert. So now you can see the text here on the left upper corner. The first step I will do is to stretch the text to the whole width of the screen. So just click on fill width. So now it is in the middle. Then we will change the text to the current time. So go down to typography, to text, delete the text, then go down to dynamic text on insert, and here I select time short. Now you can see the current time, and when you also want to add a date, again go to the text, make sure the pointer is outside of the brackets and everything, and behind the first date input here, then go on insert and here select the date short. Now you can see the time and the date here on the screen. So the next step is that we will set the font size to, let's say, 20, so it is smaller. And I want it in one line. So I have here a new line, created a new line. So just play around here with the typography. I will do a, so I think that's pretty nice. So then we want to change the color of this text, but when we change the color here, we can set the opacity of the text. It is just the text, but no opacity applied. So I will set this back to black, and then I will go down here at the properties of my 2D text element, because here we can find materials, and I will just click on the little plus next to it and create a new material. So after the material is created, the text has disappeared, but it's still here just on bright background because it's a gray color now for the new material. Just go to the new material in the assets panel. I will rename it to text. Then go to the right hand side and set the shader type to flat. So now we can also set the blend mode and the opacity. So for the color, I will change a reddish text here, or more orange. Click on OK. Then I will go down to the blend mode and set it also to screen. And now we can also change the opacity of the text. So I think that's a pretty nice thing. Now I will go back to my scene, to the 2D text element. I will increase the font size to, let's say, 30. So it is a little bit bigger. And now I want it here. So I want the text here, from here to here. So we have to change the position of the text. And to make this more easy, go to your viewport, click on mode, edit 2D text, 2D objects. Now we can play around with this, so we can change the position. To change the rotation, we have to go to the properties of our 2D text element. And here down at transformations, we can find the rotation of the Z axis. And here just type in 90, and now we have transformed it by 90 degrees, but I will use minus 90, so it is on this side. As you think you know what I mean. And now just get it to the position you want. I think that's pretty nice, and that's all you need to do to create a retro cam effect here in the Spark AR Studio. Now you can play around with the settings, you can use your own LUT, you can apply other overlays, you can apply other light leaks or maybe a dust overlay. So just play around to create the filter of your dreams. So I hope this tutorial was helpful for you. If yes, give it a thumbs up, and if you're new to this channel, it would be nice when you subscribe to it. So thanks for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye!